So what's up, everybody? It's Big George here, and I'm loving it. Today I want to talk about getting pre-approved first. My gosh, 4 years as a realtor, 7 years as a mortgage broker, coming on 1 year as a new home consultant, and still to this day, people just love to see houses. And I can appreciate that because I love to see houses. But the thing that most people don't understand is how important that pre-approval is. It's going to tell you where the mortgage companies, the banks, are going to lend you money, what that's going to cost you, and what they say you can afford. Now that works in two different ways. Sometimes the bank will say that you can afford, you know, you know, $3,000 a month, and you're like, heck no, hold up. I'm not going to eat ramen noodles and hot dogs if I pay that. But, you have low debts and you have a lot of extra, money in the bank and things are looking good. So they say, yeah, you could afford that. You have really good income, but you're a little bit more conservative than that. Or it works the other way. You think like, hey, I can afford this $500,000 home. And the banks are like, yeah, not so much. Your debts are high. Your income's not quite in line. And this is what it would cost a month, and you're like, well, I'm renting more than that. Well, that's great, but this is a loan, and they're not going to make the same mistakes they did in 2008, or actually pre-2008. I saw a plethora of really bad things that were going on where, they were just saying yes to everybody, and they weren't checking incomes and little things like that, and it got them in a big mess. That's not going to happen 2 times. So the importance of getting that pre-approval is this, especially for me. I don't want to show you homes that you're going to absolutely love that you can't afford. Okay, what that looks like is this. It's like going to see the Ferrari, okay? And you look at the Ferrari with all really cool gizmos and all lights up, and you're like, holy cow, this is cool. And then to realize that you can only afford a Toyota. And then you're looking at the Toyota Corolla next to that Ferrari, and you're like, no. And that's going to discourage you so much, you probably do nothing. And just say, I'll just stay where I'm at. Which is an absolute horrible decision. So, and that I'll cover in another video, okay? I'm getting you with the videos, guys. I'm going to explain a lot of stuff to you that kind of probably doesn't make sense, but it will. So the importance of getting that pre-approval is massive. So if you're looking at different builders, it's super important that I feel that you go with their builder. I don't care who the builder is, simply because that's where you get the most incentives. Okay, and as a buyer, that's where your most leverage is, because when you go with their lender, if their lender kind of takes their time or screws up, you could be like, well, this is your lender, man. I did what you said. And they can't hold you accountable for it. But when you use your own lender, say, no, I want to use my own lender. I don't care about the money that you want to give me, which may be 10, 20, 30,000 these days. Heck, who knows? But you're like, no, I want to use my own guy. Well, now you're going to be held responsible, okay? So people really need to understand like how real estate works. That's why it's super important, if you don't have a real estate agent, to find one that's knowledgeable, that's educated themselves, or at least a new home consultant that is also knowledgeable, someone that you trust and is going to help take you through that process. So pre-approvals are absolutely essential, okay? It's because no one wants to see something they can't have. All right, and understanding where your affordability range is important. So if there's a builder, you're like, I'm definitely going to buy a home from this builder, get pre-qualified before you even go in. Before you even go in, get pre-qualified. I mean, I would take my time in deciding what builder, but once I made the decision on the builder, then boom, I would get that pre-qualification and then move forward from it. So this way, I know what I could afford. I say, look, here's what I could afford. Show me the houses in that realm. And go from there. So pre-approval is very important, even in resale. When I was in general real estate, we weren't going anywhere. That's a lie. I would take you to one house, one home. You got one free. And after that one, now we need to get you pre-approved. Because if you can't afford to buy a home because your credit's not right or you don't have enough money, then you're wasting everybody's time. And real estate agents don't get paid by the hour. We get paid by the closed transaction. So time was more valuable than anything to me. So if you're wondering why, realtors, new home consultants, everyone's like, you need to get pre-approved. That's why. And you should want to get pre-approved before you go out, so you know what you can afford. If any questions, give Big George a call. I'm here for you. Email me, text, subscribe to my channel, ring the bell, do all that fun stuff. And if by any means, if there's anything I can do for you, just let me know.